Welcome to the Red, White, New podcast brought to you by Allen's, a great partner of Allen American Hockey off Highway 75, just past the McDermott exit. And joining me here on the Red, White, New this week, Jumbo Jack Combs. I get people asking me all the time, did you come up with that name? I'm like, no, I can't take credit for that one. He was Jumbo Jack before he came to Allen. Where did that start?
That came in minor hockey. I was always a little bit taller and a little bit chubbier than all the other kids. And one day I scored a goal and then one of the dads yelled, Jumbo, and kind of stuck ever since then. So that's where Jumbo Jack comes from.
Well, you're on quite a roll here, buddy, as we look at things. And, you know, congrats on your milestones. I know what you're going to tell me, that they don't matter. But you know what? When you look at somebody who is now 591 points, 9 away from 600 for their career. I mean, that 300 would be great for a lot of guys in their career. You just picked up your 300th career assist. And with your 2 goals the other night, you are at 291 on goals. Wow. I mean, that's pretty amazing. You know, like I said, for one hockey player to accomplish what you've accomplished in your career is pretty amazing. And I know you're not a big guy on praise, but when I saw that the other night, when I was looking at your stats, and I thought, that is just amazing what he's done over his career consistently, year in and year out. You look at your numbers, you know what you're going to get.
Well, first of all, thank you. Yeah. Second of all, you know, like I was mentioning earlier, you know, I don't think numbers per season or numbers overall is really high on my priority list. You know, I just try and do the best I can every year and hope it's enough to help the team. And yeah, I mean, it's all nice and glamorous, but I think, you know, I think that'll be better in 5 or 10 years when I'm done playing and my son's in the game and he's asking about my career and I'm able to show him video clips or show him numbers and be like, hey, this is what you got to strive for and hopefully do better than me. And I think that's more, you know, when I'll be more accepting of the career I've had is when it's finished and my son's playing.
Annika Sorenstam, who I've got a lot of respect for as an LPGA golfer, retired golfer now, but coming back. I was actually at the event at Colonial when she played against the men. And I know a lot of people were, you know, put off by that. What is she trying to do? But I thought, you know, just the fact that she almost made the cut and now she's coming back, not because she, you know, wants more money. She said, I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing it because my kids are old enough now. I want them to remember me, you know, playing a professional sport. And I thought that was pretty cool. And I mean, what you said there a second ago about, you know, your son, you know, that's why for Chad, you know, it's great that he's still playing, that his boys were really young when he played here for the first time, but now they're old enough to realize, you know, much like you, what he's doing on a nightly basis.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, anytime you could see Chad's career and kind of stack it up against him against anyone, it's just, you know, it's crazy. And the fact that his boys are both playing competitively now and, you know, Kane's getting up there and starting to travel and, you know, how cool that is for them to get to see Chad still playing and at such a high level. I mean, the guy's leading the league in scoring at 35 years old. I mean, it's just incredible. And, you know, it's motivational for not only myself, but, you know, the rest of the guys on the team. And I'm sure really for a lot of guys around the league. So.
Get sunshine for the whole squad at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Well, you know, we're lucky to have both you guys here. And I think that's the one thing sometimes I think Allen fans get a little spoiled. I do too. Broadcasters do as well, because, you know, there's not many franchises that can say they won 4 championships in a row and have the talent here that we've had over the years. We're going through a little tough stretch right now, but, you know, the good thing about that is we're still in it, you know, and teams go through rough patches throughout the year. It doesn't matter who you are. even the best teams at the highest levels, go through their struggling times. Look at Montreal. They were in the Stanley Cup Finals last year and just got off to a horrible start. And now Martin St. Louis in their coaching, they're playing better. They made changes up front and they got things going in the right direction now. So we can do it. The teams ahead of us, we're going to play them. We've got Tulsa coming up next weekend. There's one of the teams that are ahead of us. In the fact that even though we've lost 5 in a row, we're still in the thick of things. It's got to be encouraging. If we were, I don't care where we're sitting in the standings right now, whether we're 5th or 7th, you're a few wins away from moving up in the standings. And I guess the good thing is we control our own destiny. We're playing all these teams that, that we're trying to catch in the Mountain Division. If we take care of our business, probably going to be a longer April and maybe into May. I think that's what we all hope for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, the season as a whole right now, obviously we're frustrated. We're disappointed where we're at right now. But, if we can just start turning these games around, I mean, we've been playing better, but, you can't take shifts off. You can't take periods off or you're not going to win consistently. And that's kind of been our Achilles heel. And, the sooner we can correct that, the sooner we can get more healthy. This team's capable of winning a championship as it is. And, anything short of the playoffs, obviously we're going to be extremely disappointed at. So we're all still really positive. We have just as good a shot as anyone. And, all we need to do is just sneak in there. And then, we're capable of doing a lot of damage.
I think, we played a great series against Cincinnati, even though we lost all 3. That game was a heartbreaker in overtime the other night. Your pass across in front of the net to Leopard, I thought for sure I had my arms halfway up in the air, ready to celebrate that win.
As did I.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. I mean, what a hell of a pass. And, it's always easy, when you're the guy watching it or calling the game on TV. But, I'm sure for Leopard, that pass comes through at that time in a critical situation. It's a 50-50 shot. Half the time it's going to go in, half the time it's not. But, that was the one encouraging thing I took out of the weekend is the fact that we played a team that, number one, very tough to beat in their barn. And we played them tough all 3 games with an opportunity to win. So even though they were losses, I think, you got to build off something. Love the fact that Truk's back, he's playing well. The new guy, Winquist, don't know a whole lot about him, but I look at his numbers and he's got a lot of games in the American Hockey League and pretty good hockey pedigree there. So, he's only going to get better. Your buddies there on the top line, Asachuk and Costello with the young kid Leopard, they've been solid all year long as a line. And I think as a lot of people tell you, if you're going to win, you got to have a couple of good lines that can score. You can't rely on just one line or you're going to be in trouble. And I think now we've got 3 lines that can score. If you look at that third line with Dudek and I know he was playing up with you guys, but whether Marty moves him back in the middle with Campagna and whoever's on that other side there, Hall's still out of the lineup. When Chad Butcher comes back, he was one of those guys that was really good with you. You guys seem to find a pretty good chemistry there amongst the 2 of you.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I think we have the potential to score. The problem with our team so far, at least while we've had some of these guys in the lineup, is it's only one line a night. We're not getting it from multiple lines per game. And I think that's kind of hurt us a little bit, but I think, the more we play with each other, the more familiarity it'll be, the more chemistry. And I think, pretty soon we're hoping to hit our stride every game, every line, every game. And then we're going to be a really scary team. So, the quicker we can do that, the more dangerous we're going to be.
You got a team coming in this weekend. As a matter of fact, as we record this today, it'll air on Friday. So we'll say tonight, Idaho, tough team, obviously going to be one of the best teams in the West, but a team that we swept the last time that they were in town here. And I know we gained a lot of confidence out of that.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely a really good team, very strong in a lot of areas. And, it's a measuring stick weekend again, as is almost every weekend. So, we need wins very badly. And Friday night, tonight is a huge game and the weekend's a huge weekend. So, we got to start with Friday and, keep building.
How much do you, Chad, Asachuk, the veteran guys that have been around here for a while that know the history of Allen, the winning of Allen. I mean, it can go a long way when you're talking to those young kids. Jackson Leopard, who may or may not know the history of this team, somebody like, Ben Carroll, who, even though he's been here a couple of years, still pretty young player, guys that don't know, or at least weren't part of the winning tradition here. You were here for a big year. And I know you weren't here for the championship. And I remember you telling me that's why I'm coming back, is I want that championship and win a championship with your buddy. And you guys, did you win one in Colorado together? Is that correct?
Nope, never did.
Oh, wow. So that would be really extremely special if you guys can do something here this year. How much do you talk to those young guys and tell them, the Leopards and some of the young players in the lineups, the DJ Jeromes, that, if you follow the plan, good things are going to happen. And we've got proof here. I've got 4 rings, sitting at home on my dresser that I don't wear very often, but I look at them every single day.
Yeah, I think that's more so Marty. Marty does a lot of the talking about the championships and what it takes. That's probably something that Asachuk and Costell could probably do a better job of explaining the culture a little more. But to be honest, like I've told a lot of guys this during the year, like I'm more focused on, trying to bring my A game right now every single night. And I have to put that first and making sure that I can lead by example and I can bring the best I can to the ice instead of, trying to be an assistant coach or do stuff like that. So I have to be accountable for my own game. And that's kind of where I am. I mean, we've played so many games lately, and I've just tried to put the best version of myself on the ice right now. And then that's kind of what I'm worried about right now.
Last thing for you, you played a lot of hockey across the pond over in Europe. What is the greatest difference, from a game that you play here in the States? You are a good U.S. born kid from St. Louis. What is the biggest difference in the game that you play in Europe compared to here?
I'd say the size of the rink, way more methodical over there. It's you have more time and space, so you kind of have to be a little bit smarter. Whereas here, things happen so fast; it's more reactionary, and you got to use more of your instincts because the game's so fast. But like you said, spent a couple years over there and really enjoyed my time over there, and excited to be back here for our stretch run, and hopefully we can do some damage.
Your Blues got a shot at the Cup this year. They look pretty good. They beat up on my Sabres last week. Jordan Kyrou, man. Yeah, that's all right.
That was good. They were in it.
It was a good game. And as a matter of fact, one of the players that's leading their team, they got in the O'Reilly trade. That's Tage Thompson, who is another big U.S. born kid at 6'7".
His dad was actually my coach in the AHL.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Is his dad that tall as well?
He wasn't that big. I think he was 6'1", 6'2", but yeah, Tage is just a massive human. Really good player.
Combsy, I appreciate you doing this, buddy. As always, congratulations on your milestones. It's pretty special. I know maybe you don't celebrate them right now, but when you look back and you think about where you are, not only in goals, assists, and points, that's pretty amazing. And the fact that you're here again with one of your best friends in the world playing hockey again, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. And, hopefully we're talking about a lot more wins coming up.
I agree with you, buddy. Let's start here tonight. All right. The Red, White, and You podcast with Jumbo Jack Combs of your Allen American.
Hello, Americans fans. Former American defenseman Nolan Dakota here with a message from Fast Signs in Plano. Both Plano locations are independently owned and operated by myself and are proud partners with the Americans for this season and the Americans Drive for 5. At Fast Signs, we understand the burden this difficult time presents on businesses, and helping you to solve your changing visual communication and business challenges is our commitment. Mention this ad when you call Fast Signs in Plano for 10% off your next order. Fast Signs, more than fast, more than signs.